Check 1 2. Give me a check 1 2.
Check 1 2.
All right.
I messaged Jim Demetrius. His new bike should be coming in pretty soon.
Oh, yes. Sweet. He ordered his bike?
Yeah, he got a brand new police edition. Did you get a Road King?
Oh, yeah.
I got to give a shout out on the podcast to the old lady, too, for driving us to.
Oh, yeah, true. I agree. I agree.
He even kept her cool and everything.
All right, we're going live right now. I'm going to get audio up and going.
Bueno.
What movie, Oscar, is that from?
I have no idea.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, that's the Lampoon's National Vacation movie.
Well, you can't even say the title right.
Themes of the National Lampoon.
The vacation, the European
National Lampoon's Vacation. Do you remember that?
The original?
It's on several of them.
Oh.
Isn't it ringing a bell at all?
No.
Bringing it back?
I was 3 when that movie came out. No, I was not. I was old. I remember.
No way, dude.
No, I remember. I do. But I don't remember the song.
Those are freaking classics,
They
man.
are classic. Christmas Vacation was the best.
Yes.
By far.
Yes, I agree. Oh, yeah. Great movies. I have fond memories of that.
What the hell is that, Eddie?
Yeah,
there's an RV, Clark.
Just cleaning the shitter, Clark. Right in his memory, putting it down the drain, dude.
I love that show.
Oh, geez. Here we go. That's right, Bikeaholics. This episode is brought to you by our friends over at Biker Planet. It's more than just the largest niche biker dating site. It's an entire social community of bikers. Make sure to check it out via our custom link so you can get all the perks. lawabidingbiker.com/bikerplanet. You notice in the chat room, because we're live, Oscar, lawabidingbiker.com/live. We've got some patrons in there. You see that?
Yeah.
Hey, Bikeaholics and listeners alike, the show is still going strong because of a lot of hard work and your support, of course. Thanks to all those loyal listeners and true friends of the show that have supported us or are supporting us. For less than a coffee a month, you can help support us too and put a little fuel in the law-abiding biker gas tank to make sure this show keeps moving on down the road. So, calling all law-abiding bikers, head over to our Patreon page and take action today. You can do so at lawabidingbiker.com/Patreon, Patreon. Oh, did I mention there's benefits too? From all your friends at lawabidingbiker.com, we appreciate each and every one of you. God bless and ride safe. Oscar, here we go.
Yo, yo.
Feel it. Get ready. I'm banging my head, dude.
Oh, nice. Yeah, the mullet waving.
Can you see it?
Oh, yeah, I can feel it over here, the hairspray.
Oh.
I think it's on fire a little bit.
The mullet, dude. Oh, God.
You know you had one.
Oh, you know it. Welcome back, you freaking Bikeaholics. This is the podcast for the Big MM, the Motorcycle Majority, also, I should say, also known as the Motorcycle Majority, or the...
99%.
There you go. We've just starting out smooth here.
Yeah, it's been my first day.
Yeah, me too. That's right, guys. Large and in charge of the motorcycle scene more than any time in history. By listening to this very podcast, you are part of what we like to call the freaking biker revolution. Know that. What are you waiting for? Bikeaholics, mount up. Let us take yet another wild-ass ride. That's right. Ryan Erlacher here, your host of the Law Abiding Biker Podcast and your high-tech redneck. Said it all for you, and we started out a little rough there. Well, it wasn't too rough. We've started out rougher.
In traditional fashion, it was right on track.
It was.
It was beautiful.
You're right. A lot going on. Of course, you guys hear it right there in the studio. I like everybody in the studio, but as I've told you guys in the past, Oscar brings a whole nother dynamic. Everybody brings their own little tidbit or their specialty to the studio, and Oscar brings his. Now, we were supposed to have Jakey in the studio.
Yeah, that's too bad he couldn't make it.
Yeah, got sick last minute. We had 3 of us planned, and then, gosh, it was mid-afternoon when he texted us that, huh?
Yeah, and it's going around right now. A lot of people are getting sick.
Yes, sir. My kids have had it.
My kids got it.
Yes, you do now. You might have to be dealing with that. Mine are just over it.
I actually wiped my nose on your shirt.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Did you lick the rim of my glass too, dude?
Wow. Wow. I don't even know how to respond to that right now. I'm going back to the thing here on the computer where people are nice.
Yes, where you're chatting, and he is
that's what I'm doing.
Chatting live And real quick, this is live, and we're doing a lot of live stuff, not everything, but we do. And it's over at simple, lawabidingbiker.com/live. There's an email list over there, and everybody in the chat room right now will tell you how easy I make it. If you sign up for the email list over there at lawabidingbiker.com/live, upper right-hand corner, I'll simply send you an email early in the morning, the day we are going live, and sometimes the day before. And that's the only thing you'll get on that email list. And I put a big, huge button. I tell you the subject, the time, and there's a big, huge listen live if it's audio only like tonight, or watch live if it's going to be a live blab or whatever. And you just hit that button at that time, and it takes you right to our page, and you can listen or watch live. Make it really simple.
I really like this platform. We were talking about the good old podcasting days. I like this live with the chat room. It's really cool. It's a lot more interactive.
It is. It brings a whole new element. Yeah. Now, we did a blab the other day, me and Rick. Now, that's not out yet, so nobody, even at the time of this podcast.
Didn't we do one
me and you have.
Yeah, a while ago.
But you did it here.
Oh, yeah.
He did it remotely, and it was really cool because on blab, I can open up seats. You can have up to 4 people. So it was me, and Rick was an hour away.
Yeah.
And he has a microphone. I shipped him a microphone because he does some remote stuff like that. And it sounds like he's right here in the room, but there's 2 videos. So it's me and Rick talking, and then I can open up 2 more seats. And for a little bit, I had stuff planned. And then I was like, let's open it up and see if there's one of our patrons. He blabbed right in, dude.
How cool is that?
Yeah, it was really cool. And he just talked, and you guys will hear that in an upcoming episode. And he just started asking some questions and telling about some of the stuff he's utilized, like our heated grip video. And I won't get any more on that. But anyways.
I can't get a camera for my Apple IIe. I've been trying to get a camera for it.
God, dude. Is that green screen?
Yeah.
On here?
I finally got a dial-up modem for it.
Right.
And that I have to crank by hand. And so it's...
And a floppy disk.
And it's slower. Oh, whoa.
A real floppy disk.
Hey. Oh, yeah, it's a floppy disk. That's right. It's a 3.5 inch.
True 3.5.
True 3.
Yes.
That's nominal measurement.
Exactly. And so we got, we're doing a lot of stuff. And do you want to give a shout out to your lovely wife, you said, or something?
I did. We had our club holiday party. We do it in January because no one else can do it in December.
Now, this episode probably won't come out till February. So this happened in January.
Oh, yeah, this happened in January.
Right.
And so originally it was you and I and my wife, and she was going to drive because it's a family event. And somehow that morphed into her and I and you and LD and Jakey and Chewy. So my poor beautiful wife, and a bunch of meat sticks riding in her car, mostly sober on the way up, not so much on the way back, in pretty extreme...
Especially LD, dude.
He was awesome. But Jakey was a little quiet. In extremely inclement, snowy conditions. So that was stressful for her. And
yes.
I'm sure our conversation was not clean, nor was it wholesome or educational. Sometimes entertaining. And she really totally. She was a good sport the entire time, and she even laughed and she played along and played some jokes because we had to stop and stretch a little bit. And when we did stretch a little bit, and Jakey was stretching, and she drove off.
You mean urinate? That's what it was, dude.
Then she drove off, and she left Jakey on the side of the road. And then she did that to me.
Dude, did she leave you?
Oh, yeah.
How do I not remember this?
I don't even know where you were.
I was in the very back, dude.
Yeah, I got out. It was Jakey, and I was in the front, and Jakey, I don't know where he went somewhere else.
I may have dozed off for a bit. I'm not going to lie to you, dude.
Jeez, Grandpa. No, this was on the way down there.
That's what... Oh, on the way there.
On the way there.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Okay, I do. Yeah. Yes. She was just screwing with you.
And she thought that was so funny. But she was a good sport. Dear, I love you. Thank you for doing that.
Shout out to Oscar's wife. Yeah. She is a peach for putting up with us. Now, LD was in the van. I was in the van. This is straight up LD. Now, on the way back was a whole different situation.
Oh, it was very precious.
This is all we heard. LD singing. And then Chewy was sitting next to me, so I heard this. And he's doing that because he's pissed because frickin' LD's singing that song. And who else do we have in the van, dude?
Just Jakey and me and you.
That's right.
And then my wife driving.
And then Jakey singing his song. And then Chewy got pissed at that. And Chewy's just mad. And then he breaks out a window. Okay, this is getting ridiculous. We should get into our content here.
Yeah, did we get derailed? We did. Off track?
But fun. So everybody in the chat room will be monitoring that. Our main topic today is one that we'll play a voicemail in a little bit, but I just want to give you guys a little heads up. It's going to be I played that opener, the Holiday Road, and because it's all about taking vacations and packing and riding and all that. So that's why I played that. Now, new free video, real quick, guys, that I'll tell you about. Like I say, I have lists of these, and it's been out for a while, but I at least want to tell you about it. It's really cool. It's check Harley-Davidson secondary belt deflection tension. And I did a really comprehensive video on that. You can get it over at lawabidingbiker.com/belt deflection. And I show you, I think the tool costs like $20 or something.
Of course.
It's a Harley, but they're just a little tool. And I walk you through exactly how to check the tension on your secondary belt, your final belt drive. Some call it secondary belt or final belt. And there is a very specific way and a little gauge that you can use. And anyways, you can head over there. It is free on our YouTube channel, guys. Are very, very...
One of those routine maintenance things that you can save yourself a crap load of money. Because if you go on a ride and the belt's loose and it breaks, it's going to cost you about $1,000 to take it somewhere and have it done. I mean, it's really expensive because they have
until we finish our video showing we're going to do it.
But you can't do that on the... I mean, if you're on the road, you're stuck.
Yeah.
Now, if it happens to you at home or something, fine, you can get it towed back to your house. But if you're on a trip to Sturgis and you're halfway there in Montana somewhere and your belt breaks...
True.
You're stuck. It's expensive. And if you know ahead of time the tension's off, you can address the problem before you go and the belt won't break and you're good.
Right.
So, yeah, that's just a silly maintenance thing.
Or slipping a cog.
Yeah.
And, you know.
Yeah, I don't know what that means, but it
yes,
sounds,
you do. The
sounds
cog.
wrong. It sounds really wrong, and I'm not going to
Dude, they're called cogs.
Entertain this anymore.
Where they go in there.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you slip the cogs eventually, the belt breaks. Enough slippage happens. Slippage. You don't need slippage.
I think, I really appreciate a lot of the people in the chat room. That's one of the fun things about the live is the chat there, guys, and it's right on the live page too. And I think you should thank a couple of these patrons. You want to do that, brother?
Oh, yeah. You putting them up there? That Tim Valdez, that's a really tiny font. Is that Arvada, California? No, wait. Bigger?
Are you serious,
dude? It is Arvada.
I usually have it 175 for everybody.
Whatever.
Seriously.
That's really little.
Sabian Taylor of Smith's Stations, Alabama, and Todd Lynn of Bakersfield, California. Now, these notes you can get on your phone too, right?
Well, that's what I was going to do, but you caught me off guard. Well, I'm trying to do the chat. You know what? This is just really falling apart.
Thanks, guys. We really appreciate it. Those are our patrons. They took action. They just simply went over to lawabidingbiker.com/Patreon. And they pledge a certain amount per piece of content. Puts a little fuel in the law-abiding biker gas tank so we can keep the show going on the road for you guys.
I think the Patreons some of these guys are fighting each other right now. There's some names being thrown around.
Oh, look at that.
I like to see that. That's like a MMA on
I just want to, we'll listen to a voicemail here. That's what we should do, huh?
Ooh, yeah, even better.
I do have a voicemail here. Let me find that bad boy. Oh, yeah, look at there it is. While that's loading up, let's go right here. I just want to say a couple things. Shout out, because this will be in podcast format, of course, later. For all you that want to listen in podcast format and aren't live, Dan Jaffers, Bill Jordan, Greg Gaxiola are a few of the names. And if I'm missing anybody, sorry.
John
but
Stevens is in there.
John Stevens. Some regular contributors to the show, guys, and always very, very active. And they take advantage when they can of the live chat and live event. So let's listen to this voicemail, Oscar. What do you say?
Rock it out.
They're cock out.
I don't really want to.
Hi, guys. My name is David from Israel. I want to thank Law Abiding Biker for putting out such great podcasts and free videos. I saw the free video on oil maintenance. Liked it so much I paid for the paid version. The paid video gave me so much confidence that I was able to change my oils in my trans, engine, and primary oil by myself. Saved a bundle of money. Also, your podcast where you talked about synthetic oils and your experience gave me the confidence to use synthetic oils in all my change. Really saved a lot of money. I want to... and maintenance and parts are so expensive in Israel that anything I could do myself is savings and a blessing. Got a question. I'm hoping to make a month-long bike ride in America next year. I'd like to hear your opinions about clothing, equipment, installation that I would need to take with me. It's just such a wide spectrum of stuff. And I have to start making choices. So I'd like to hear your opinion on what I need, what I can do without, what's essential. Your opinion, guys, means a lot to me. So keep up the good work. Looking forward to hearing from you, and thanks.
How cool is that, Oscar?
That is very cool.
Israel, dude.
That is awesome.
Straight up right here, sitting in the studio right now, raining, pissing, snow, and from this very studio being heard worldwide, dude.
That's awesome.
All the way over to Israel even, dude. And that was just really, really cool that Dave Schwartz from Israel, thank you, brother. And God bless for doing that, man. And he just simply went to lawabidingbiker.com/contact or lawabidingbiker.com/voicemail. Either way, it'll get you our contact page, and you can leave a voicemail from anywhere in the world, right from your computer microphone, built in, guys. You push the button, you speak up to a 1.5-minute message, and we get it. And it's stuff like that spurred this episode, like many episodes in the past.
Absolutely.
And it's been on the back burner. That's not a brand new message, but we do get to the stuff, and when it seems like it's a good topic, and he's not the only one that's asked for that. We have had emails about it, and we put it on the to-do list, but boy, when we get a voicemail, that we ramp things up a little bit. They kind of take precedence over a lot of the emails just because we really, really like to hear your voice, and we like to, and so does the audience, you know?
And what I like that is it shows that we're all law-abiding bikers are thinking basically the same stuff.
True.
So the stuff we're getting from you guys is the same stuff we've gone through. And so guys that have ridden for years, you know, you go through that stuff, but at some point you're like, hey, what do I pack?
Right.
I'm nervous to touch my bike and do an oil change, or I'm nervous about this, or I'm not sure about riding here. We're all thinking the same thing. And it's so cool to hear that and then be able to share back. I love it.
Very true. Very true. Well put. So yeah, that's awesome. If you guys want to leave us that voicemail, you certainly can. We have the contact. We have a phone number, 509-731-3548 is the hotline number. If you don't have a computer like Oscar, or you've got a Apple IIe green screen and you don't have a microphone in it, but most computers, all computers I should say now, have microphones in them. We make it super easy for you guys to get involved, just like this live chat right now and all that. So we're going to talk about a lot of stuff, and we're going to break it down. And anybody in the chat room, if you have any good tips or tricks or stuff, throw them in there. We'll try to...
Actually, Greg just called me out and said that I need to put a snowmobile track on the rear of my bike.
Yeah. We saw one of those on the way up to the holiday party. Somebody asked, remember?
Yeah, and KTM makes them.
Somebody said, so you convert your motorcycle, right?
Yeah, KTM actually makes a snow bike.
I wonder if that's just fun as hell, dude.
One of the guys I work with has one. He loves it.
Really?
But it's different than a snowmobile. But yeah, he likes it. He rides it all the time.
Do they climb better and stuff? Because I saw some videos the other day, dude, of those things, and they were climbing up like steep ass peaks and stuff, dude.
Wow. I don't know. I didn't really talk to him about it that much. So I'm like, really? What? They already make snowmobiles. Why would you do that?
Lighter, dude.
Well, true. That's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. Quite a bit lighter and a different maneuverability.
Yes.
Was this front and rear track? Okay, we're getting derailed again. We need to go back to
okay.
All right, Greg. Okay, you know what? We need to go fund me to get that.
That's why Greg and all our people in our chat room are just like us,
right?
Because they're ADD and they get sidetracked, and Greg's one of them. That's awesome. That's why we all get along so well. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff, and if we do spur something, jogs your thought process about how you're going to pack, or that you're going to get another item, please consider supporting us. That's right. No additional cost to you if you use our affiliate links. I'm just going to throw out a couple there. Revzilla, lawabidingbiker.com/Revzilla, and also lawabidingbiker.com/Amazon. If you use those links and click through, we do get a small commission if you decide to make a purchase. Of course, if you want to see all our banners and all our affiliate links, just head over to lawabidingbiker.com/banners. And if you click through any of those banners there and you make a purchase, then of course we get a small kickback. It helps support us, guys. So just consider that if we, like I say, if we spur anything, any ideas or thoughts. So let me bring this up. So let's just start off. And again, we'll be monitoring the chat room. But let's start off with I made a long list, and like I said, I really prepared for this episode because we've been asked this over the years.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to mention real quick, LD did a blog way back in the day, and it'll be in the show notes, lawabidingbiker.com/ and whatever show number this ends up being, guys. That's how you can get show notes for any show. And he did a blog when we were first getting started up with Law Abiding Biker. He hasn't done any blogs since, but I appreciate him doing that one. And it has some good information. It's over at lawabidingbiker.com/trip packing. And let me pull that up for you and let you know what it looks like.
That was a very thorough deal.
It's pretty
he spent
thorough.
some time on that.
He did. And I appreciate him doing it. And look at it's the old font. I've learned a lot about website stuff now, but
It looks great to me. I have no idea.
I leave everything up from past. That's why it's become such a resource, the website.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So I don't take it all down, but he just kind of writes. But this is a very comprehensive list. And then of course, took and added to a whole bunch of stuff, which we're going to reveal in this episode. And what should we make here's the deal. It'll be in the regular show notes, but we need to make a regular one so we can refer, because we get a lot of emails on this stuff. So we
like
can
a regular list?
Yeah. Like a URL, like lawabidingbiker.com/ he did trip packing. We could make a URL that's easy for people to get to.
What's wrong with that one?
Well, it's already used.
Oh, well, we could just do trip packing /2.
You can't do that.
Oh, I have no idea.
God,
I'm making shit up. I'm going back to the chat room. You guys
can't do trip packing /trip packing 2. Are you freaking serious,
you
dude?
guys, I like you guys in the chat room are at least nice to me.
Oh my God.
Maybe they feel sympathy for me.
I love you, Oscar. I really do, because that makes me laugh. Anyways, whatever. It'll be lawabidingbiker.com / in the episode number, and then I can make one later. Whatever. See, I'm thinking out loud on the episode.
Good thing we're live so everyone can hear how retarded we are.
Yes. Let's talk about helmets. So why don't you start with your thoughts on, and we don't have to get into a big discussion about full face, but here's some stuff that might help you up there. Can you see that okay?
Yeah, sure.
Well, yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I move this mic?
Yeah, I mean, you move it wherever you want. That's why they swivel to the side, and then you can just turn I see that mic. The other non-used mic tonight.
All right, there we go.
So here's some stuff that might help you, Oscar, just to kind of see what my train of thought is. We're talking full face and half helmet without getting into, what we like best. Just some of do you pack both? I mean, Tell us when you went to Sturgis this year.
I since I got my Ultra, I've never used a full helmet. I had one. I wore it once to see what it was like. I wear a half helmet and I pack a balaclava. Or now I actually got a fleece neck gaiter. No.
Why?
I've never packed two helmets.
But no, why do you have a fleece?
Oh, for cold. For my face, for cold.
Right.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
See what I did
there?
My
full face, the reason I sold is because I couldn't never get the vents to shut well enough to, my chin would always get cold.
You just got a cheap helmet.
Well, I mean, it was like a helmet. Yeah, I'm sure.
Right.
So I ended up wearing the balaclava anyway. And I never noticed the difference when I went to the half helmet. So I just wear the fleece neck gaiter. And then,
but that's what I'm getting at. Because you're wearing a half helmet, there's some extra things you're going to have to pack.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, balaclava would be one, or a severe face mask, because I'm thinking out loud. Well, that's what we do here.
That's what we do.
Because I'm on a microphone.
You think out loud.
Right.
Yeah. Good thing our thoughts are short.
You're going to have to have some extra stuff, like Oscar says, for rain, or hail, because even rain feels like gravel on your face.
Yeah, I guess if you're a big pansy, it's true. I mean, I never really had an issue. I've ridden in a lot of rain. Just the one time the spring ride.
Yeah, whatever.
We hit that hail up on the Biggleton.
Tell me, riding back from Sturgis, you didn't put your balaclava on when you were in a freaking downpour, dude.
No.
You couldn't even see.
I didn't stop my bike because it would not start again.
Right.
We didn't stop.
I thought you put rain gear on.
I did put a raincoat on. I put that raincoat I got from you on.
Right. Thank you.
And that helped. But the rain was not coming down from the top.
So how did you put it on if you didn't stop?
We stopped. Oh, no, we stopped well before the rain.
Oh.
We could see it coming.
I see.
We could see it coming. So we stopped. Hey, we need to stop and gear up. But I didn't put anything on my face. I just had my half helmet on, and I had the little visor that pulls down.
I bet you wished you would have put something on your face.
The rain was pretty much coming in sideways.
Okay, and you have the... Yeah, okay, so what... Yeah.
I just have a little fold-down visor that goes over my sunglasses.
Right.
keep the rain off
the
a little
Tom
bit.
Cruise fighter pilot.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah. And I look a lot like Tom Cruise. And so it works out really well.
One for Oscar, for sure. For sure. That is something you're going to have to be concerned about. So full face helmet, obviously, when I long tour now, when we're going long touring, I prefer the full face, but a good quality one. Cause trust me, I can ride in Sub-Zero, dude, almost, and you don't get the cold in because it has a little chin guard underneath where it doesn't go up around your neck. We're going to have some resources as we're going through here. I did a Schuber C3. And so if you go to lawabidingbiker.com/Schuber C3, I'm really happy with that modular helmet. They don't give them away. I got it from Revzilla, lawabidingbiker.com/Revzilla, but it's pretty good. It keeps, nice thing about helmets on long rides are rider fatigue, guys. And we haven't done a whole episode on that, but it is unbelievable because I can tell you I've ridden very, very long with both. And that's why people wear full faces when you're going long distance. It's up to you. Of course, I've ridden half helmet long distance. I've ridden full face, but I prefer my full face now. Just this year at Sturgis, you could see the difference. And even LD, although he's hardcore into half helmet, he was like, dude, you aren't sunburnt. I had no windburn. Everybody else after some of those hot days were just lethargic when they got back, not me. It is a lot when you're putting, it's a blow dryer in your face for 6-7 hours while you're riding. It is.
Yeah. It is.
It's not technically an arguable point. It's going to help with rider fatigue when you don't have that wind going on your face all day. So, and you're prepared for anything with the full face. I've got vents, I've got shields, I've got a tint inside that I can put down like the Tom Cruise deal.
Yeah.
And it can hail, it can rain. I'm ready for everything.
See, so
with
my
that
experience
full face
has always been apparently then with cheaper.
Yes.
Like when I first had, John said, hey, we talked in Sturgis. We were talking about, I used to have a Honda Magna when I was in college, and I had a full face because it had no fairing or anything. And like if it rained hard enough, the inside of the full face would steam up and I couldn't see anything. So I'd have to have it cracked open and then the water would get in there and the inside of the helmet would get wet. And then it would be a bitch to dry out. So maybe if I've never had an expensive helmet. I've never had an expensive half helmet or full face. And maybe if I spent some money and bought a nice full face, I would finally probably be where you are.
Right.
I just haven't done that. Thus far, I've gone with a little taller windshield than a full face helmet. So, but you're right. There are days when I get riding 500-600 miles. I'm like, I'm a little beat. It's a long day.
Yeah.
Especially freeway riding. And that, when you're riding at 70 or 80 and it's hot, that really can beat you up pretty good. Now I'm doing the 60 mile an hour state highway rides that are, they're easy going. It doesn't bother me one bit, but that freeway, coming back from Sturgis, not the rain, but the long freeway, the full face is nice. Cuts the wind down, protects your ears a little bit. And yeah, I've gone with the half helmet and I don't pack a full face. I pack the little fleece neck gaiters just to keep warm.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that's good. And I'm not promoting it one way or another. That's just my personal choice. And I didn't have a red nose. I didn't have chapped lips. Everybody else's face was peeling and dry. I mean, you spend 7 days riding in 100-degree. It was amazing because it had been years since I did that. And I was just like, okay, I'm sold.
I'm going to tell you what did make a big difference. Mm-hmm. The beard of power.
Oh,
because last year my lips were so chapped. They bled. They were so chapped. They were bleeding. The beard. It really did.
It does
keep my face fairly clean. My lips didn't get chapped. My face didn't get that sunburnt.
So grow a biker beard.
What you see is about what I can have.
Did you feel more like a biker with your beard?
If it would have been ratty and knotted and small birds would have been nesting in it, then I would have. But it's a little too clean shaven for a true biker. But anyway, there you go. Those helmets.
Good. And so the only thing I'll say to finish that up, I've spelt that wrong. Look at the only thing to finish that up. So you're just going to have to decide. And I took both. I took my half helmet. So when because if you're going to stay in a town for a couple days,
sure.
And depending if it's an all helmet, state, then you might want to have your half helmet. So I actually strapped my half helmet on, and that way you can ride it if you're riding back and forth to dinner or whatever, but for the long days, but that's something you'll have to decide. It's obviously extra space, but on the top of my tea bag or my tour bag, I should say, it's not technically a tea bag brand. You like the tea bag, don't you?
I really was going to stay right away from that. We're already way off track, and I don't know what to do with that.
There's nothing I could do about that.
You did start it. You should finish that. You should finish it. Yeah, I did. I got it.
So, or a 3/4 helmet, same thing. You're going to say?
You know, it's like when I ride 2-up, packing a full face, there's no way. When I'm riding by myself, I can strap a full face to the rear seat right behind me. I got plenty of room. So that matters too.
Right.
And, you know, for a lot of guys, I wore a 3/4 helmet. I didn't really notice. Like, I'd rather either go full face or half helmet. I have a 3/4 helmet. And I'm like, I didn't really get the advantage to it, but whatever. But, you know, that was like a $30 helmet too. I didn't spend any money on that either.
Right.
I'm kind of a cheap ass. Sorry, guys.
I see that. I see that. But that's all we'll do on helmets. Oh, I want to say in the chat room talking about getting sidetracked, but this is cool. This is trip stuff. Dan Jaffers is in the chat room and he threw a link up there. And what did he say? So I pulled the link up here. This is really cool. I'm not going to say a lot about it because we got to stay on track, but this is relevant to traveling and trips, and it's a tent for motorcycle riders. Yes, and the link he threw here was Toxel, Toxel. And anyways, I'm looking at a picture I just pulled up. I don't have time to research it, but camping tents keeping people and their motorcycles out of the elements and under one roof. And it's a tent, and it's got a tent to park your motorcycle next to, and it actually covers it. And then off to the side looks like the living quarters. It looks pretty cool, and it's very small, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Those are some small touring bikes in there. I don't know how it would handle a full. I'd have to read further, see if it would handle a full bagger. I assume it would, but you see what I'm saying? That's more of a...
I thought they made one for a full bagger.
They probably do. I bet on this site, that's not the only one. That's just the picture, but that's that little BMW motorcycle he has in there, and they got 2 dirt bikes. But
right.
Anyways, good input. That's good travel stuff, so I figured I would mention that. That's the live experience right there. All right, let's move on down. So that's it about helmets. Just know if you're wearing a half helmet, make sure goggles. I used to wear goggles. I had a pair of goggles for heavy rains and a snowboard ski mask.
Right.
You know, so I could see.
Yeah.
And you know, and you have the little pull down visor or whatever on your helmet, like I do on my half helmet. But a lot of people pack both. So, all right, so let's talk about jackets. Definitely, yay.
You and I we've argued already about this.
Well, no. Yeah.
Yes, we have.
Yeah, we have. No,
it's a
I
good
remember.
argument, though.
But anything you want to wear, just, you know, I was just saying that's one resource that I had. But yeah, I don't care if whatever, leather or...
well, I don't wear I have never packed my heavy coat on any of our trips.
That's crazy. How
I
do you
never
do that?
pack a heavy coat because it takes too much space. And so he's coming down from Israel and he's gonna probably rent a bike. And so, you know, space is of the absolute essence.
But if he has a tea bag and he's going to rent a bagger, so if he has he's going to travel like I do with a touring bag and then 2 saddlebags, right?
Yeah, and I guess
fit mine just fine, dude.
If
it's a godsend when it's cold.
Yeah, but a lot of the trips I've done, well, I guess like Sturgis I didn't because my wife was on the back, so space is even more of a premium. And then the trip that I did last summer when I had to split off from you guys, I was packing for an even longer trip. But I pack I find relatively inexpensive, windproof, water resistant sweatshirt of some sort.
Okay.
My cut. And then I have, I don't know what you call it. It's a 1/4 zip mock turtleneck thing. It's like a tight woven, like almost like a microfiber on the outside and then a fleece on the inside made by North Face.
I've seen
20,
you wear that.
Yeah, it's 20 years old. I've had it forever. But tiny, I can pack that tiny. And then I pack a long sleeve shirt so that I can just peel off a layer whenever I need to. And then I have a packable raincoat. So I use the sweatshirts when I ride when it's a little bit chilly. If it gets a little bit chillier, I put that sweatshirt thing on. If it's even chillier, long sleeve t-shirt. And then if it's wet, if I need to, the raincoat. And all that stuff folds up in half the size of my one leather coat. And the nylon coats they pack a little easier, but they're still kind of bulky. I mean, I had a nice one by Tourmaster. It was still kind of big and bulky.
It is, but I guess I get, and again, yeah, it's a decision that everybody's gonna have to make. You got to make a decision. Reading in the chat room here, some great stuff going on.
Yeah.
John Stevens says, pack water, drink at every stop. John Stevens knows he's ridden some serious miles, and dehydration sneaks up on you. Absolutely. And I talk about that later. Make sure you have extra snacks. We'll just, since they're talking about it, I'll just talk about it.
Did you get down a little bit lower?
I haven't yet. I haven't. I will. Make sure you pack extra water in your saddlebags for those traffic jams or road closures. I keep granola, almonds, have some snacks. I was going to mention that later, but since the chat room's hot to trot here, we'll just skip ahead to that. So yeah, good. Greg Gaxiola, good. I like my 3-season jacket for traveling. It has 2 separate removable liners. One is rainproof. Very good. And one resource for you guys, I have a Harley illumination jacket, and me and Oscar bust each other's balls back and forth, but whatever. You can wear a leather jacket, or you can wear one like I and like Greg just mentioned. And I have a removable liner. It's got vents on it. It's waterproof. And so I can literally be going down the road and it can get a little warm. I can pull over, remove the liner, or I can just reach back, open some vents, get some circulation. It starts getting cold again. I can zip those vents right up. There's some really progressive riding gear these days. Leather's cool, but it's not the best to me choice.
Yeah, I care about cool, actually.
Right.
No, and my wife,
if you have a beard, then you should wear the leather jacket like Oscar, because you can really feel like a real biker.
Well, my wife just chimed in. I totally forgot. I had a heated vest. And so when it really gets cold, then I can plug in the heated vest. And then we got her a vest and a set of gloves. So I keep her heated gloves on the bike almost always. So if it gets really, really cold, I can get some artificial heat. And so that I think I've gone on a lot of trips without my big leather coat, even without the heated vest when space has been at a premium. But that vest, it really packs in tiny, and then everything else packs in tiny. So depends. A little bit bigger leather or bigger coat, fewer layers.
Right.
So,
and it depends on your body type too.
Right.
Like I get cold real easy.
Right.
And I refuse to be cold and ride.
Well, you're like 85 pounds.
Right.
So it's different. Start to shiver and you can't stop.
Yes.
You vibrate, parts start falling off.
Yeah. So, that's something each to their own. And you do, the resource I was going to tell you is just go over to lawabidingbiker.com/Harley illumination jacket. I did a review of that jacket if you're interested in those types of jackets. Again, waterproof, water resistant. It can handle some pretty heavy rain, and it does have some protection in there and stuff. But
you can put the pads in the elbows and stuff.
I do have them in there. Yeah.
You might as well.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah,
the Kevlar stuff, and and I do have a heated liner. We'll get into that in a second. Some heated gear, but I still do that underneath it if it's really cold. I just refuse to be cold. I can ride all day in freezing temperatures and never get cold. I refuse to be cold. So, I didn't see the comment. Do you want to talk about it? Ryan, what is a tea bag?
Well, okay. So technically, Gregory Gaxiola is correct. We are actually talking about the tea bag brand of motorcycle luggage.
That's why I said touring bag. Earlier I said there's a tea bag. That's why I said, I mentioned tea bag, and then I said, I mean touring bag, tea bag. It's the actual
There's also
brand.
another reference to a body part.
Yes.
So Greg, you're fine. You're right there. So I guess we were ambiguous in our reference.
And if we get this episode over, Oscar might get a good tea bag in here in a second. Saying.
Yeah, right. I'll stab you.
You don't know what goes on in the studio.
If we were blabbing, they would. And then they wouldn't come back.
Correct.
The guys in the chat room are starting to get into the leather versus textile. So I think we should just leave that for us here because it goes on forever.
Yes.
And some people are strongly opined about their position, and as I am, and you.
Yes, and this is more about, and we aren't really.
Yeah, no,
I wore leather for years.
And I wore textile.
I'm not that opinionated when it comes to riding gear. You got to do what's right for you.
Right.
Trust me, try it, test it out, and you'll find out what you like best. That's what I did. I tried leather and I tried the textile, and I'll never go back to my leather jacket. I'll wear my leather vest, riding vest, but that's just me. That's what I liked. But many of us here wear leather still. So try them out. Try them both. See what you like.
Mike McFarland,
Mike's
he
McFarland,
chatted in
welcome.
about a decent cheap leather jacket. And I'll tell Mike, I've worn cheap leather, and I have a really nice, expensive Harley leather. I mean, it is a nice coat. And cheap leather, that's one thing I didn't, and my wife agreed that I was never going to go expensive on it. One of the things with the cheap leather jackets is when they get really wet, they may never come back to their original size.
Right.
And like my Harley jacket, it got soaked all the way completely through. I dried it out, wore it the next day, and it was fine.
See.
And it didn't bleed. I didn't get any black anywhere. So you go cheap, you can run into some severe issues, and some of that dye will just destroy your clothes. So if it gets wet, dye leaks through all over your shirt, your pants, your glove, whatever. So Mike, that's something that I would spend dollar for dollar. If I didn't want to expend $500 or $600 on a nice leather coat, I would spend the $200 on a really nice textile coat, because there's some really nice textile coats for less than $250.
Yeah, I think my illumination was like $300 right around there, but that's a
Harley.
That's a top of the line,
and
it's lasted me years. Good call Oscar on that.
Thanks for that, Mike.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. And chaps, we're not going to say a lot about that. Get a good pair of chaps. They're great to have. And just to keep your legs warm, and especially if it's,
I wear them
debris, wind, you do. And I'm not going to get into because that's all, I got to do a review video. So I'm testing a couple pairs right now. Some
are better than others.
That were sent to me. And they're Kevlar jeans. And I know Dan Jaffer's in the room. I've talked to him in the past, and he sent me some links. It's been quite a while, but I tested them all summer. Rocker jeans and Draco jeans. I'm testing both of them. They're a little bit different, but so I'm honestly with those Kevlar jeans because they offer so much protection. Yeah, there's protection for going down, but there's also Kevlar in them. And so it cuts all the cold and the wind and a lot of that stuff, but I still have chaps. Anyways, I won't get in any more on that. That's upcoming. I'm going to do some reviews on that stuff, but we do have a great video. If you are going to take chaps, one of the best things and one of our very popular videos was how to roll those into a chap pack. lawabidingbiker.com/chap pack. And it shows you there's a really good trick. You know
how many times I use that video? I forget it all the time because I use the video. I must use it 5 or 6 times this summer.
Everybody does.
It's awesome.
I've memorized it now because I made the video, but you're right. I see LD and I'll bust his balls. How do you do that? I go, pull it up, lawabidingbiker.com, and use the search bar chat pack. You can watch it. I'm not going to show you how again.
Well, I use the YouTube channel, so I bet I
That's
see it.
fine too. Yeah, you can search there.
That's so funny.
Yeah. But that's a really good way because chaps can take up some room, and we learned that little trick and wanted to share it with you. So, but yeah, there's good riding jeans. Make sure you, like I say, getting into jeans, make sure even if you're not wearing the Kevlar, obviously have a good pair of whatever kind of pants that you wear, that they're loose enough so your nuts aren't getting crunched up.
Your tea bag.
You don't want your boys all to one side, dude.
But it's cheaper than getting the surgery.
You'll go sterile, I heard.
Yeah, exactly.
Wear two
I'm all done having kids.
Is that true?
I don't know. How would I know that?
They used to tell us that all the time. Dude.
I don't know. I don't know that. If there's a doctor out there, just chime in, please.
Right.
Is that true? I have no idea.
Oh, there is a doctor in the chat room right now, but I don't know if he wants me to mention that, so I'll just leave that ambiguous. But
well, maybe he can anonymously say
we won't say it. Yeah, right.
If my jeans are too tight, well, my balls stop working.
Right.
We are so freaking off track.
Call your wife and see if they work, dude.
She's listening right now.
Good, right?
She knows they work. She's going to chime in. Oh, they work. Oh, yeah.
Hey, Brenda.
I'm getting text messages from her.
Thanks, Brenda, for giving us a ride the other night. And I'm sorry that Oscar's balls don't work.
What the hell? Oh my God. I told you we should have thrown his ass out when we were on the top of Blewett Pass.
Yes, I know. You would have liked to, dude.
All right.
Let's talk about shirts.
Have we done anything definitive yet?
Yeah, pretty.
Okay.
I think.
Maybe. All right. Shirts.
Yeah. What do you have anything on shirts, dude?
I am right with you. I am going to start nailing down some good moisture wicking shirts. Cause I wear lab shirts or club shirts, cotton, but really in some of the heat we've ridden in, without moisture wicking, this microfiber stuff or whatever is the way to go.
And I'll add to that. So this year I really made it a point, cause it was so hot going to Sturgis, is I bought some light colored gray and white, moisture wicking. And what we're talking about is like Under Armour type stuff, but everybody's making it now. Right. Nike makes it. I bought some Nikes, and they're not even motorcycle shirts, but I got the long sleeve. The reason is because I have to sunblock everything up, and I don't have to sunblock.
Right.
And those shirts are nice and light, and the air flows through them.
And guess what color you buy?
White and gray.
White and gray.
Exactly. I did light colored.
Yep.
Yes.
And I'm
sold on them, dude. And I didn't have to sunblock my arms up, and I didn't get burned, and the air goes up them real nice. Yeah, I'm sold for motorcycling under my vest for hot weather.
You know how I learned that? A buddy of mine, he says, we're driving down the valley, and he goes, look at what the dudes in July are doing in the orchards. He goes, look what they're wearing. They're wearing like 10 shirts.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh yeah, so whatever. They're,
My brother said that.
Yeah. And it works. It keeps you cooler.
Yep.
And when you layer up and keep your skin covered, it's amazing. And you see those guys, and they're doing that stuff every day, 12, 15 hours a day. And they are wearing multiple layers of shirts, and they're wearing different hats, stuff on their necks. I started wearing a bandana on occasion around my neck, getting it wet.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That long sleeve, microfiber, what moisture wicking, whatever you want to call them. Those are the way to go.
Yep.
I mean, they tear a little easier and you get bugs and stuff, they'll tear, but whatever. They're getting cheap. Like $10 for a basic shirt at
right. The other thing I wanted to mention that just came to my head, that's where I'm making notes here because I got to add this to the blog. And at lawabidingbiker.com/ in the show notes, guys, this will all be there. I've actually typed out, this is the back end of the website, Oscar. So I've typed out.
This is the /2 one, right?
Yeah, the /. Yes, the / and the episode number, our definitive list and guide so that, you know, and I might use it only because it's a list that I've already made for myself and I just tweaked it for the website and made it really good.
Yeah.
That I can go to just to make sure that I'm packing everything before I leave. It's kind of a checklist and it'll be there for you guys. I'm going to work on it a little bit more, but it'll be a resource for you guys. So if you're going on a trip, you may not carry everything, but at least you can go through and go, yeah, I need that.
Brenda showed up in Chatwing.
Dude, that's so sweet.
And she said we can't talk about my balls anymore.
Say hi to Brenda, everybody. She's in chat. Are you sure? I don't see it.
Yeah, she's in there. Oh, that's awesome. Hi, honey.
A couple comments. Dan Jeffers threw another. Oh yeah, he threw up my Draco jeans that I'm testing, and I'm testing those for Revzilla deal. Very cool.
Bill Jordan actually says the best cold weather protection is a fairing.
True.
Amen. Yeah.
True.
And I wrote that Magnum with no fairing for a long time, and but I was funny. much younger.
The guys are getting to know each other, obviously, because they've always in the chat room. So this is funny because John Stevens says took shield off Rogan King for a short while, put it back on, and Dan Jeffers says vagina. Oh, that's okay. I've ridden the non-fairing bikes and the fairing too.
Is that a new kind of fairing?
That's funny.
The vagina fairing?
You're sure she showed up?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there she is. Hey, you're welcome to ride. I love you guys. No more talking about Oscar's balls. Is she embarrassed by him?
No. But they're so big they take up too much of the conversation.
Say hi to Brenda, everybody in the chat room. That's very, very sweet. How cool is that?
Yeah, that is awesome. Hi, honey.
Family around here, law-abiding biker.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's right. So the Moisture and Wiki shirts are really good. Let's talk about sweatshirts and light jackets. And we've already kind of mentioned that. You talked about
That's what I layer.
And you layer.
Yeah.
And I still layer. Even though I do the textile type jacket, I still, if it's cold, you're layering.
Are you pulling a U-Haul trailer too? Or?
No, I fit all this, dude. And actually, most of that stuff I carry all the time. My heated gears and rain gear and stuff's always in my saddlebags every day.
Right.
Not necessarily the big textile jacket, but those things are. So, and then I'll just layer. And we'll get into heated gear a little bit later, but I'll do the heated, I'll do the shirt, t-shirt, long sleeve t-shirt, then the heated liner, and then my textile jacket. And then if I have to do rain gear over that, if it's raining, I'll do that. But that's the key. Just like snowboarding. I went snowboarding yesterday. It's layering.
Yeah.
So same with motorcycle ride. If you want to keep that core temperature up, layering is a way because you can peel it off and get it just to the temperature that you want where you're comfortable. So make sure you have good shirts, layer for cold riding. All right, let's talk about heated gear a little bit. I'll tell mine and then you tell yours because there's different versions. And so I did one a long time ago. In fact, it was episode 1 of this very podcast. Can you believe that?
Wow.
All the way back to when I was by myself in my daughter's closet with very little gear. I did a resource and it's lawabidingbiker.com/first gear. That was one of the very first blogs I did. And I have at that time, I didn't have a fairing bike and I had a heated vest liner from First Gear, heated pants, heated socks, and heated gloves. And now I've switched out the heated pants for heated seat and the heated gloves for heated grips instead.
The secret. And you don't have to pack them. They're always there.
Exactly. Always there. So all I wear now, I don't even wear my heated pants because like I say, I've got the Kevlar jeans now and I can put chaps on. A couple resources, guys. The heated seat, if you want to go over to lawabidingbiker.com/Harley hammock, that'll be in the show notes too. And then if you want to learn how to install heated grips, of course, our very, very popular videos over there, lawabidingbiker.com/Harley heated grips. Again, I like that because I always got the seat. I always got the grips, and all I got to do is have the heated vest liner. If you want to learn more about that First Gear heated gear, I'm really, really happy with it. I've had it for many, many years now, and it's still running strong. And it's wireless. There's only one wire you have to, one wire you plug into for that heated gear, and the rest is remote, non-wireless controller, I should say. So that's what I run for heated gear. How about you, Oscar? You were talking about heated gear a little bit before.
Yeah, Gerbings. I got a Gerbings heated vest. And a tip about heated gear, most heated gear, almost all of it, is an underneath layer. So it's not meant for like you wear it on the street and it looks like a coat. And so the first vest I bought when Gerbings moved to North Carolina. We went to their factory was here in Olympia. And when they were moving, they had a huge sale. So we went up there and I got my wife a vest and a pair of gloves. And then I didn't know. And it was one size and it was small for me. And then so when I bought a vest for myself, I bought it the next size up, my suit coat size. And her vest, which is too small, fits me and keeps me a lot warmer than my vest, which fits like a coat does. Like it fits like a normal shirt or coat.
Right.
And so and Gerbings had a thing. They said that if you can order one size smaller, do it because it fits tighter. And no one sees it because I'll wear at least a sweatshirt over the top or my vest over the top. So the Gerbings one that I bought for myself, Did
you say whether it was battery? Is that what you said?
No, it's a plug-in.
It is plug-in.
It's straight in plug-in.
Okay, because Gerbing is a motor. You're right. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm just making the connection. Right.
And they make true textile plug-in exterior coats too, like ski coats. They look like ski coats, but it's a full suit. So you can get separate pants, coat, or a full suit that's plug-in for motorcycle stuff. I just chose to buy the vest, but yeah, vest. And then I wear her gloves because the ones they had on sale was a one size deal and they are fantastic. And on top of the heated grips, I rode, it was just like 28 degrees. I left my house one day, heated grips, heated gloves, heated vest. I had my big coat because I wasn't going very far. Right. I had thermal underwear, my jeans, my chaps, sweatshirt, coat, half helmet, balaclava, and my fleece gaiter.
Nice, dude.
2 pairs of socks.
I've ridden like that.
It sucks.
You're just like a stiff, you know.
It's no fun.
You're like trying to just get movement and you can't even reach the throttle. You're just
like the Michelin man.
You're right.
Basically.
Yeah.
I hate that. But the heated gear, the heated seat and the heated grips really save you a lot of packing. Because I don't pack winter gloves anymore. I have a waterproof pair and a true summer shorty pair. Because I used to pack a waterproof pair, a winter pair, and than the shorty summers, and I don't. Right. So I got rid of a set of gloves. I don't wear thermals anymore because that heat goes up your butt. I mean, it goes into your butt and then it goes down your legs.
Right.
How did I know you're going to go the wrong
direction? That helps you go sterile too, FYI.
Whatever.
Too much heat on the old gonads. Straight up. That was another thing. They said you can't have your gonads too warm, dude. Here's a cool one from Dan in the chat room live. Back to distance traveling, I bought underwear. This is cool. I bought underwear from a company called, we'll just throw it out there, I've never heard of them, Ex Officio. It's a little pricey, but you can only need one pair. They don't collect odor and you can rinse them in a sink, let them dry overnight and go the next day. 2 pair, he says. That's freaking cool.
Aren't they made in Seattle?
I've never heard of them, dude.
They have a shop in SeaTac.
Wow.
Yeah, Ex Officio is in the Bellevue Mall. They're all over.
Wow.
And their underwears, they are very proud of it.
Well, it sounds like it. He said they're rather pricey, but you know what? If I got a pair of underwear like that, you would definitely want to go over to, I would head over to Biker Planet. And when I was chatting in Biker Planet, I would let them know that I wear Ex Officio underwear straight up, dude.
Come on.
Mm-hmm, that is right.
Ex Officio.
Bikeaholics. This episode brought to you by our friends over at Biker Planet. They obviously care about the biker community by supporting this very show, so let's show them some love, guys. That's right, Biker Planet. It's more than just the largest niche biker dating site. It's an entire social community of bikers, even if you're not interested in dating. Looking for a dating relationship? Well, then, heck, guys, find a dating relationship with someone that loves motorcycles and the lifestyle just like you. Not looking for a date? No problemo. Then just simply head over there and connect with other bikers around the world. Plan rides, meetups, or heck, just socialize. Let them know that you wear Ex Officio underwear. That's right, guys. This website is super clean. I'm telling you, Biker Planet guys, chat, search, see who's online, browse photos, check your own private mailbox. No commitment. That's right. And it's free to check out, guys. We really appreciate it if you check it out for us and at least go over there. Use our special custom link, though, so you can get all the perks and a lifetime discount of 50% should you choose to become a full member. lawabidingbiker.com/Biker Planet, guys. That is the link to use, and we'd really appreciate it if you guys would go ahead and use that link for us. Head over there, check the platform out. You'll hear, this is live, so you guys haven't heard, we did an intro episode for Biker Planet. They're going to be sponsoring this show, and I talked with Rick a lot about why we thought they were a good fit. We've actually had offers, you know that, Oscar, and we're like, no.
Yeah.
because we don't just put anybody on this podcast. But anyways, because you guys are listening live, all the other people listening via podcast will have already heard the one with me and Rick where we kind of talk about how we got hooked up with them and why we think it's a good fit. But do them a favor, do us a favor, guys, because they are supporting us. And that's lawabidingbiker.com/bikerplanet is the link to use. Let's talk about specific rain gear. Why don't you talk about, because I'll talk about, why don't you talk about the rain storm and kind of how you guys muddled through that, so to speak, coming back from Sturgis, brother.
I have ridden in some rain. Now that one was, well, I mean, it lasted a while. I've ridden in longer, but I pack now a just basic raincoat. It's not even a biker raincoat. It's actually a backpacking raincoat, and it packs into its own pocket. So it packs into like a 4x4 square, and that's it. And then I wear my chaps, and I just freaking get soaked and cold and miserable all the time, over and over, for no real reason other than I'm just too lazy to pack anything else.
Right. That doesn't make any.
It doesn't really. And I was a little cold and miserable when we were coming back in that freaking monsoon. But you know, you eventually dry out. You get to wherever you're going and you dry out. And I've ridden, I don't know, one day we rode like 12 hours in the pouring rain in Eastern Oregon, and we were all soaked. And when you ride in that kind of rain, you can try and you can kind of stay dry, but you're going to get wet, and it's just part of riding. It doesn't bother me that much. But I have now packed a raincoat, because if you can keep the heated gear dry, and you're at least if I can keep my chest dry, then I don't get as cold.
Right. True. Yeah, that's your core temperature.
Right.
Up there. So I'll say, I don't like being cold. I don't like being wet. I can ride through anything, but I'm always prepared. I've in the past, I will say I have not been.
Right.
Yeah. I'm not going to get a lot into that, but I will tell you that I did a video, and it's getting rave reviews over there. Very, very comprehensive video on Olympia Horizon rain gear. And if you go to lawabidingbiker.com/Olympia rain gear, you'll get that video and blog. And like I say, it'll tell you everything. And it's more than just about that gear. It's about riding in the rain and some of my past experience. And there's some great shots of me and Lurch actually riding in the rain. We did some video. We actually went out and rode in the rain on purpose down to the meeting. Remember that night? We were filming on the way down.
Oh, right, yeah.
And so, you'll get caught once if you're really slow, maybe twice riding in the rain and unprepared without rain gear. And Chewy did it when he first started riding with us on one of our summer trips. And he was absolutely almost hypothermic, and because he didn't have the proper stuff. So, like I say, some people, and I was that kind, I had to learn the hard way. I will never do that again. And I am very, very prepared, and you don't have to spend a ton, but I will say, make sure you get motorcycle rain gear. Don't just go out. And some guys do, but I'm telling you, you'll know the difference. Again, just go over that blog and that video. It tells you about that. But, things like melting your pants on your pipes, there's protections for that. Motorcycle rain gear is cut different so that when you sit on your bike, it's longer and it's cut better in the crotch. And there's all kinds of features. Believe it or not, if you just go out and get the regular, technically it can get by, but then the pants sit up high. I've seen guys getting rain in their boots. It doesn't seal right around your boot. I'm just saying, that's one thing. If you can stay dry, you can be a happy rider. If you get wet, you will be a miserable rider.
Miserable. Yeah, and we rode through.
And that's why I went with that Olympia, dude. So go ahead.
Yeah, I go back and forth, and I did finally cave to the raincoat, but that was more of a packing issue because I don't pack my big coat. Like I probably should have something up top. I instead of rain gear opted for the heated gear and the heated grips and the heated seat, because if you can introduce artificial heat, then you can warm yourself back up, even if you're wet. And I've ridden in times where I was so wet and cold, I couldn't tell if my heated vest was actually on.
Oh, okay.
Because it was so cold. That's just dumb. But that's what I do. And I've ridden in some absolute just full day monsoons, and it sucks. That day back from Sturgis, it was raining. Yeah. It was raining so hard.
Why be miserable when there's great gear,
Why be happy when there's crappy gear? It was raining so hard coming back that it actually, the first time ever, choked out my bike. And I had the rain sock on, but it was raining so hard coming in from the side that it collapsed the rain sock on my exposed air filter. And when it did that, it started choking the bike up. That's why I didn't stop. I found a spot where the motor was running. It wasn't sucking much air. And it was 28 miles an hour in second gear. And the bike would run.
Remember I told you that? On my Wide Glide, same thing?
Yeah, but I've never had that happen before.
I see, I did on my Wide Glide. That's why with this bike, I didn't go with a open.
Oh, right.
An open air intake. I went with a closed only because when you're touring, I found that out the hard way. They'll start choking themselves on those rain socks.
I've ridden in some rain and I've never.
No, it has to be substantial.
It was and it was coming in from the side, 40 mile an hour side gusts. And we were wet and soaked and we stopped and we changed here and there. For me, it's gloves. So I carry two a waterproof pair of gloves because if my hands get cold and wet, for me, that's it.
Right.
I mean, my chest cold and wet, fine. I got the heated vest and I can stay okay. But once my gloves get soaked and my hands are cold, that's
miserable.
Yeah. So I intend to pack a few more pairs of gloves than other people, but I've gotten down to 2 pairs.
See, I have my regular riding gloves and then I just have a pair of rubbers that go over them.
Oh, true.
They're just rubber and they make them their riding gloves and they just go over whatever gloves you're wearing.
Yeah, let's try to think about those. I got a pair of
and they fold up to nothing.
Racer. What are they called? I can't remember the name of them, but they were really expensive, nice leather, but they're 100% waterproof leather, Gore-Tex, but they're not insulated, so I can wear them in the heat and cold and stuff. And with the heated grips down to about 30, I'm in pretty good shape. Sweet
info. Good quality riding travel bag. We already talked about that bag because if he's gonna come over, obviously a bagger's gonna, depending if you have a trunk, then you don't need that, but you'll need a good touring bag. If you don't have that, most of them go over the sissy bar and then strap down. Of course, socks, underwear, shirts, pants, and shoes. Especially if you're going on a trip like we do, where we may stay in a town for, like we did with Sturgis. We rode hard getting there several days, but then we were there, and so. Those are just the little things, whatever you want to wear around town for going out to dinner. I don't take a whole bunch.
And Robbie and I talked about this. And so what I typically do is I have a riding pair of jeans and a riding shirt that I wear riding to the destination or whatever. And then I have a shirt and 2 shirts and 2 pairs of jeans that are when you're there, this is what I wear going around. Those then translate to the return trip shirts and jeans so that everything's used.
Right. I get it.
Clean when I'm there, and then I wore it while I'm there. Now it's dirty, and I'm going to get dirty on the ride home. So I wear the stuff that was, and then the other stuff's dirty. And
interesting. So you don't even clean it; you just get it back out. Mm-hmm. Nice. Yeah. That's your long distance riding.
Yeah,
stuff.
Exactly. Yeah, like Sturgis, or we went to Montana and stuff.
Do you reuse your underwear?
I don't wear any.
You free ball it, dude.
Hey, I mean, what are you going to do? And I stitched a little zipper vent in there so I don't get any chafing and I get some nice air.
Dude, if I freeballed it, my nuts would hang out the bottom of cuff of my pants and hit my pipes.
Well, that's because you got them. That's because you got them stapled to your leg. If they were where they are anatomically supposed to be.
I'm just saying.
You shit.
Oh my God! That's good.
I've now have gone to the, thank you Brenda Lee, the microfiber undies.
Oh
and
yeah,
I'll tell you what,
those are nice.
They
actually
are fantastic.
If you're gonna get those ex officio ones, that might be the next.
I
best
can't
thing.
afford those yet, but
I gotta look them up now because I haven't looked them up.
It is absolutely quality gear. It's really good stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna start wearing that.
William Cody Case is in the chat room now. Welcome. Cody says, when I'm all leathered up, you can barely get on my bike. Yeah, same thing. And that's one of the differences between leather and the textile that you kind of have to deal with. But like we say, each to their own of that. Of course, stocking caps or hats or beanies for the cold weather. I always carry a beanie year round in my, because even some spring and fall nights are cold and I just like having that beanie. Of course, don't forget, we'll just breeze over some of the stuff, but because it's a comprehensive list. But of course, your toiletries, unless you're Oscar, you may not need toiletries, but toothbrush.
What do you do with those?
Nothing.
They just take up space.
You just get toothpaste on your beard. And then you'll have it up in your beard. Dude.
Yeah, and that's just wrong. That's gross. Actually, what I do is I'll take the little hotel bottles of shampoo. And so if you shampoo, then I wash the beard with it, and then I drink it a little bit and swirl it around.
That's it's biker, dude.
Well, dude, it's soap. Whatever. And then the grit from my beard actually cleans my teeth because like sandpaper a little bit. Yeah,
nice.
Good time.
That's the true biker right there, dude.
William Cody Case. Feel like a fat kid in a little coat.
Yeah, no
That's
doubt.
what I'm talking about.
No doubt.
Because I have been that guy too. All bundled up.
Yes, sir. The Michelin Man. I think you said that's a good representation of that. Small travel size stuff, guys, of course, save room. You can get all that. I always go to Target and I just buy like the mini toothbrush, and I have several of them. So I just throw them in a little kit, but that saves a lot of space. This is important, guys. Medications. Oscar's always got to pack his Paxil and his Zoloft.
Lithium.
His lithium. Because, dude, he straight up can go crazy.
I'm that guy on trips.
Right. And so when he gets a little antsy, that would actually probably be Rob. We'd have to give tranquilizers too.
Yeah, he needs a lot of
What's
them.
a good tranquilizer level?
Wow, all of them.
Yeah, they're all
matter.
like lorazepam.
What's the one they give to horses?
I don't know. Lorazepam's a heavy one though.
No, it's Ativan. That's the best one.
Oh, okay.
When you are tripping in the ambulance,
okay.
Ativan in your arm.
That's right. You're right.
Ativan's a good one.
Lorazepam's a lot of anxiety they take.
Lorazepam.
It's all in the benzodiazepine families.
Right. Wait, I wanted to mention something. Back up real quick. Well, I guess me pointing at the screen doesn't really do any good. What we do, and Brenda and I have done this on occasion, is instead of packing toiletries, except for those little toothbrushes, almost everywhere we travel to, you can go to the store and get a little tube of toothpaste for like 50 cents.
Yep.
We use it while we're staying and then chuck it.
Nice.
Soap, chuck it.
Nice.
Those cheap toothbrushes, use them, chuck them.
Then you get them in the next town?
Mm-hmm.
What if you're going to a new town every night, though?
I don't brush teeth, whatever. It doesn't matter.
The beard, back to the beard. Yeah, no, that's a good idea. No, see, those are little tips and tricks. That's good. Make sure I always have ibuprofen year round on my bike because you'll get the rider's headache.
Yeah.
And that can be a lifesaver.
I get the...
Or Tylenol, whatever you use.
Rider, throttle side, sore neck. A lot of guys get that. I don't get as much when I want the bigger bars, but I still get it a little bit. And so I take Advil for that.
True.
Or CLs. CLs are good.
Yes, Coors Lights is good.
16-ounce CLs work well.
Ibuprofen will get you till you can get to the bar for a drink.
That's right.
That'll get you there, or the Advil.
Get you through.
This is important. We talked a little bit about it. Good quality sunblock and chapstick, guys.
Yes, absolutely. I do carry that on my bike all the time.
Yes.
Everywhere.
Multiple
tubes.
Yes.
Well, yeah. Yes.
And I like the spray-on stuff.
Sure.
Much better than because for bikers, it's really easy because you should put on multiple layers. Like John said
Not
earlier.
all of us are quite as pasty as you are, but
true.
But I mostly agree with that.
Yes. And actually, I don't even have to put it on when I wear that moisture wicking long sleeve shirt and I got my full face on.
You're right.
I'll still put a little bit on my face because it gets through the visor, but that's it. But the spray-on's really nice, guys, for when you're stopping real quick at a gas station getting gas. You can just spray that across your arms if you're not wearing a long sleeve or whatever, and back on the road without having to get lotion out and get your hands all greasy. You can just, that stuff's super. It's a little more expensive, but it's super nice.
I got some the stick kind. Those that looks like chapstick, and so because
that's the face stuff. That's what I use because it makes you not tear.
Right, and my nose takes, mostly now with the beard, my nose takes a beating.
Yes.
And that thick stuff I can actually put on while I'm riding.
Oh yeah,
so
true.
It's like chapstick. Just bloop, bloop, put it back. I put it back in the windshield pouch, and I'm all done.
That's a good call. Yeah, you can do that while you're just riding down the road. Add a little extra. Good call. This is important because we do have Chewy who rides in our group, of course, and he is deathly allergic to bees. And everybody at some point, if you're wearing half helmets, even if you're not, I've been stung in the ears, I've been stung in the lip, I've had one go up my shirt and sting my arms.
Like stung in the neck, stung in the cheek, stung in the nose.
Yes. Wasp. I had a hornet dude just freaking staple my ear.
Yeah,
he stung once and then he just started just stapling my ear, dude.
Hate that little bastards.
So if you are allergic and you're riding with guys, you'll want to, I always ask Chewy, where's your EpiPen? Because he has an EpiPen that can save his life.
Right, absolutely.
And it doesn't do you any good if you're the only one that knows, because you know how long it would take to dig through all this stuff to find an EpiPen.
Right.
So I'll ask him, or he'll tell me, hey, my EpiPen's in the very right side pocket of my touring bag.
And I think last time, I don't know if he was just because you're special or whatever. I think he told you it was down the front of his pants and for you to get it, only with your teeth. And I'm like, I don't know what you guys are into.
Right.
I'm not getting your EpiPen there, dude.
Right. Yes, we aren't going there. We aren't going there. Good.
And I thought, why did you tell that to Ryan? That's not nice.
That's just a little side conversation me and Chewy have. You don't worry about that. You don't worry about that. But that's really important, guys. Other riders should know. Now, a small toolkit, and we're actually, you guys in the private Facebook group, all our patrons, lawabidingbiker.com/Patreon, Patron, all those that pledge a certain amount and get into that Facebook group. We put out a survey, Rick did, Big Daddy Kane, because we might bring us toolkit to the Law Abiding Biker storefront.
Can I interrupt real quick?
Go ahead.
William Cody Case, a very important point. I did not know this. EpiPens apparently expire.
Oh,
So something to keep in mind if you're riding or whatever. Ask your
good
buddy
call.
if it's still current. But anyway, so toolkits.
No, that's good. Thanks,
Yeah.
chat room. We bring that up anytime because I want them involved.
Yeah.
So very good to know that those expire, and definitely mention that to Chewy. So we are thinking about bringing a toolkit. We did a survey in the Facebook group, the private Facebook group, Patron only, and we appreciate the feedback on that. So we may be doing that, but just at this point, just a small toolkit to fix minor issues. Of course, you aren't going to fix the big issues, but at least something that you could change a tail light, or it's got the little Allen wrenches, the screwdrivers,
And I have used my toolkit on occasion.
and I carry my multi-tool. I have one of those, Leatherman. I also carry one of those because it's nice to have some pliers and just little, because I'd hate to be out of commission on something that you're like, I just need a screwdriver.
Yeah.
But I need to call a tow truck because I don't have a freaking Phillips screwdriver.
Yeah, and then I'll just put my skirt on.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little dance on the side of the road.
With your beard and a skirt.
Yeah, when Bubba the tow truck driver shows up, he can have his way with me.
Dude, totally, dude. You would get the first trucker. First trucker coming by
Just
would
trying to hitchhike here.
Yeah, 18-wheeler, roll on.
Brenda and I fixed my bike on the side of the road, Snoqualmie Pass, with my little toolkit. But I was missing that certain screwdriver bit, so we had to go to North Bend to buy it. But then now I keep that in there too. But yeah, absolutely, toolkit.
Yep, Minnie, and look forward to that coming to the Law Abiding Biker store. We've got a bunch of stuff, but we're just busy, so we don't have that in there yet. But a smooth fall. I always carry a few small rags for fuel spills because it never fails. You're going to end up at a gas station, and everybody's done it, and everybody out there listening right now has spilt gas over the top of their tank when they're filling up. So I think it's a good idea to carry a few small rags. I always have them just for those little cleanups because a lot of times the service stations are all out of rags and that kind of stuff. So it's always nice to be able to clean that up real quick.
I actually tear the windshield wiper bucket, the courtesy ones. I tear that off the wall and I dump the windshield wiper fluid over the spill.
Right over.
And then it just goes down and it's fine.
And then you get the soap in your gas tank. It makes it run better.
I close the gas tank
I
first.
see.
You reach. What's wrong with you?
We love our patrons, of course. A lot of them involved right there in the private chat group. But we also never balk at a flat donation. And these people gave flat donations. Michael Cole of Everett, Washington, right across the mountains, about 2 hours away from us. Thanks, Michael Cole. Dennis Badger of Bethel Park, Pennsylvania. He asked a question on our contact page, and when you do ask us for advice and stuff, there's a ability to leave a donation if you're looking for guidance and advice on our contact page. Justin Eklund of Merino, Colorado. Thank you so much for taking action. They simply went over to lawabidingbiker.com/donate. They took action. Guys, they want to make sure that this thing keeps going on down the road. They put a little fuel in the lab gas tank, and we appreciate it so very much. So, we have talked about tents a little bit. Dan Jeffers brought up that tent, and that was really cool with the bike and sleeping bags, pillows. Somebody in the chat room, I can't go back right now because I won't be able to find it, but somebody said a good air mattress is a must.
Yeah.
If you're not going to be doing the hotel thing, I think definitely.
Was that Greg talking about that?
It may have been, but like I say, it's going hot in the chat room, and I love it, and I can't go back. Look at trucking right now. See, William, that's awesome. William Cody Case. I knew he would appreciate that truck semi-horn. I just want to know, William Cody Case, if you saw Oscar in a mini skirt on the side of the road, broke down with his Harley, and he had in the mini skirt and his leg was up, would you literally go by and give him the old, or just that's all you'd hear, and then you might hear his brake squeal, dude, and he may, because he's probably going to rubberneck it, so you're probably going to hear this. Followed by that.
And I would be so happy.
And then he's going to get out and kick your ass.
Just don't rip my mini skirt, please.
He's in New Mexico right now. He's a long hauler and very involved in the law-abiding biker scene. So appreciate it, William.
Right
Drive
on.
safe, buddy. Thanks for what you do. That's one job a lot of people don't appreciate enough. Everything we get is on that interstate system and being moved around by trucks. You know what I mean? People don't realize if truckers stopped, dude, society would absolutely be screwed, dude.
Yeah, it would.
A
lot of stuff moves that way.
Oh my God, dude, it's amazing. So God bless to all them out there. We have a lot of truckers and quite a few as patrons and stuff because they obviously, that's awesome. very involved and they have
Talk
time.
about guys that can fix shit on the side of the road.
Oh yeah,
I see them all the time, and I'll stop when I'm working. What are you doing? What's that? What's that?
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, how can you fix all that on the side of the road? And man, there's a lot on those diesel motors that guys probably like
right.
Cody casing fix.
Plus, it's kind of a thing where they have to do it.
Yeah.
Because
it's money.
Right. Time is money, and
yeah.
you need to get moving, man.
Right.
So don't forget, guys, the techie side of me. Of course, you got to get your tech on. Don't forget, you got to have your smartphone, all your necessary chargers for your smartphones. Don't tell me you don't take your smartphone, you jackass.
I do, but my music's on it otherwise.
Right. And so make sure you do that. Plus, it's got a camera and all that kind of stuff. But you'll definitely want your chargers and all that kind of stuff. So don't forget that. Listen to this very podcast while you're touring. If you have your charger,
rocking
you can
out.
back catalog.
That's true.
That's right. And you can get it over at lawabidingbiker.com/app, APP. Make sure you have the Law Abiding Biker app installed so you can back catalog. If you guys didn't know, in iTunes and stuff, you can only get the last 50 and we're nearing 100 now. So get the app so you can back catalog and see all the episodes. So that's right. GPS devices, same kind of techie, or some still use physical maps.
Oh yeah, and I do.
Make sure you have them.
I use my physical map on my damn smartphone.
Right. Well, that's not a physical map then, you jackass.
Shut up. Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
There.
Oh my
it's a map.
Oh,
shut up. You know what?
That was a failure. Epic proportions.
Whatever.
Unacceptable, dude.
I can't handle this pressure.
Oh my God, dude. Oh, straight up. Yeah, but make sure your maps are loaded in your GPS. And if you believe a smartphone is a physical map, I was kind of talking about more like
a book.
Yeah, like paper maps.
Books are
paper maps. But make sure those are loaded up. And of course, don't forget if you have the boombox system, or even if you don't, if you want to learn how to use Ride Planner and the boombox and all that stuff, guys, we have a resource. Of course, best-selling videos we have are the Harley Boombox infotainment system tutorials and integrated GPS videos. I won't say a bunch more, but the complete series is over at lawabidingbiker.com/Harley Boombox. And again, even if you have a GPS, that third video in that series, the Ride Planner video, will teach you how to use that and then get it uploaded into your GPS system. But that is the way I roll these days. And you have a GPS too, though, Oscar?
No.
Oh, I thought you did.
No.
Oh, okay.
You
just follow us like usual and then get lost in Sturgis and find me an hour later.
Oh, I knew exactly that's how we found you guys. I knew where we were going because I looked at the freaking physical map on my phone.
If Brenda Lee's in there still, can you please tell us that he was lost off his ass in Sturgis trying to find me like a puppy dog?
No, she will come back.
Like a little puppy dog.
And I'm like, oh, well, I was too lazy to keep looking at the map. But I knew if I could catch you guys and follow you, then I wouldn't have to worry about it. I can't use a GPS. My brain does not work that way. I just have to look at a map.
I do both. So that's good.
That about you.
I go both ways. But we're not going there, Oscar. Dang it.
Leave it alone.
Not going there. Funny though. Funny. You're right. So I actually look at my boombox for the day-to-day things, but also I have Ride Planner app on my smartphone. And so the night before, while I'm having a few Frosties, a few beverages of my choice, I'll actually look over because I actually want to know, because I don't always trust the GPS.
Right.
Plus, sometimes I decide to change a route.
Sure.
But I like to generally know how long's the ride, how long is we going to be in the saddle, what are the routes we're taking. So I'll do the overview of it. So it's good to have it both days instead of just relying on that GPS, because the as well as I do, the GPSs at times, especially in back areas, can
jacked up areas. Yes.
And at least you'll recognize from the night before. I'll have it in my brain. I'll go, I don't remember that. Yeah. And I'll pull over at that point and go, okay, because that can be really
a mess.
A mess.
A big mess.
A big mess, especially if you're in a group. So,
yeah.
All right. Do you carry bungee cords, brother?
Absolutely.
Yes.
I do.
What do you have to say about bungee cords?
You need to carry them.
Do you have a bungee swing in your room? Let's ask Brenda. Let me get on chat.
What? There's no...
Dude, you don't have a swing in your room?
Motorcycle crap.
A bungee swing? Everybody's got to have a bungee swing in their room.
My room. Jeez.
You have it in your...
We have it in the
your sex
workout
cellar,
room.
in your sex cellar downstairs.
It's in the high energy room.
You've got a human saddle. You got a human saddle and a bungee swing, dude.
That is really not human.
Giddy up.
That is sick and wrong. I don't know what... Can someone get us back in... you're on track.
Oh, Brenda says Oscar's brain is a map. He was never lost, maybe drunk. No,
was not
Oscar
drunk.
was not drunk, but that's funny. Yes. No, he was not actually. We were coming back just straight from Sturgis, I think, at that point.
Yeah.
All right. So, bungee cords are great for securing things. Guys, have extras because they do break. I also carry one of those cargo type Spider-Man nets. Those are really handy.
Nice. Yeah. And they also allow your wife to buy extra things
Yes.
when you're there.
True.
And strap everything down.
Right.
So maybe you don't carry those things.
Right. Well,
I shouldn't maybe.
maybe not.
Yeah.
I would
I
because
know.
she's a peach.
She is.
And
I
she
know.
drove us back. I would treat that girl like an angel, dude.
Good call. Good
Straight
call.
up.
Yes. I love you, dear.
So emergency snacks and fluids, we talked about that a little bit. I always, especially on long trips, I have granola, I have some almonds, and I have a couple bottles of water, or at least one big bottle of water, because traffic jams, there can be road closures where you can be sitting for 5 hours.
What
like if
I'm
there's a
saying
fatality collision, dude, you can be there forever, so you better be prepared.
I don't pack any of that crap because the more that you get dehydrated and the less you eat, the lighter you weigh, which gets you better fuel
Oh my
economy
God,
and
this
more
is
power.
ridiculous,
Which
dude.
means you can spend more on dinner when you get there. Suck it up, suffer through it, and then use less fuel, which is better for the freaking environment. And so you're going green, basically. You're doing everyone a favor.
The way you eat, dude, you would die in about an hour. You probably pack ribs, like leftover a plate of ribs and mashed potatoes and gravy
Let's
in
just
your
not
saddlebag.
worry about that, right? The gravy would be pretty awesome. If I could pack gravy, I would pack gravy.
Especially with your beard.
Oh, dude.
And the gravy in your
it
beard.
would stay in there. And I could eat it at different times. If
It's your flavor saver.
Just kind of scratch it out a little bit. I do. I pack a refillable water bottle. I refill at convenience stores with ice and stuff.
Yes, you do.
We pack some, like granola bars. Right?
Right.
Yeah, you got to pack some of that stuff.
I think that's a good idea. Just be prepared on that, guys. I do not like to be cold. And secondly, I do not like to be hungry. And some good protein stuff, or candy bars, whatever. Just some good
Something.
Twinkie. Twinkies are power food, whatever. I prefer not to, but definitely. Don't forget, we're winding this thing down, guys. Let's look anything good in chat.
I've been, Greg.
Chris Lezak. Welcome, Chris Lezak.
Yeah,
he's a patron, and
he made a good call to zip ties or electrical wire ties, whatever you guys call them, different things, but zip ties. And I do carry zip ties.
Oh, do you? See, I don't carry that.
Yeah, absolutely. Carry zip ties.
Very nice. You know why? You know the one use for zip ties that I can tell you right now that I've had to use twice now. I've had to fix guys' bikes. I didn't have a zip tie. I ended up, the other thing I carry, Oscar, instead of zip ties, I can do the same thing as I have paracord. I carry a little bundle of paracord.
Sure.
Those kickstand springs will break sometimes.
Yes.
I've got two guys on the side of the road and I got them back going because I pulled over and I gave them some paracord.
Right.
It happens on our motors bikes a lot. With police, the kickstand springs and they'll fall and you can't ride with that thing on the ground. And if you don't have a little string or a zip tie to get you back to get a new spring, so good call, Chris Lezak. Welcome.
Fairing bolts. And I've had either someone loosen and take out or they loosen on there. I find it hard to believe. But all my fairing bolts are almost gone to hold the windshield in, the top 3 or 4, whatever. And so if I needed to zip tie the outer 2, I could and keep the windshield and the fairing together.
And paracord, same thing.
You could do it with paracord, zip ties, something. But that stuff's indispensable. And I carry just a little tiny pack of zip ties because they lay flat and shit. But
no, they do. And paracord can be shoelaces.
Yeah.
You could tie stuff down with it. That's kind of one of those survival type.
Right.
That's my survival type. That's why I went with the paracord. But definitely good call, Chris Lezak. Welcome. I see coming in third quarter here is Gabe Dimeg. I believe that's how you say it. He's been in before. He's in the chat room. So welcome, Gabe, coming in the third quarter here as we're winding it down. So unless he's been in there before, I've been trying. This is a hot chat room tonight, guys.
Yeah, this is a lot
this is what I do this for. This is exactly what I do this for.
It's fun. A lot of Greg Gaxiola said someone needs to make a pair of jeans that you can just turn inside out.
Oh yeah.
And I'm talking about, I do that with my underwear a lot, but it's fine.
There's nothing wrong with that.
If you're when you get sweaty and
does
your
Brenda
underwear,
have to scrub your underwear with that toothbrush?
No, she throws them away. But when you get real sweaty, then you can just wear your underwear on the outside of your jeans and they dry out.
With the beard?
Yeah, and then you can, not on my head, on my jeans. I wear them on the outside and then they dry
That's what you're going to get if you're doing that, dude. William Cody Case is going to come by you and just run you down, dude. Straight up. Okay. That's awesome. All right. As we wind this down, if you're riding in a group, this is really cool. LD started this little tradition. And It's very smart. And at the beginning of the trip, first thing he does when we all meet up before we head out is he weeks before has been planning, and he makes sure he has updated emergency contact information for each rider in the group, spouse's name, emergency contact phone numbers, because if somebody goes down or somebody gets hurt or something happens, at least the group, they all can go to that emergency contact and at least advise people of what's going on. I thought that was really cool, and LD's great at this kind of stuff.
Yeah, he does.
He just couldn't make it in the studio tonight. He'd have been great for this episode too. He's not great for many others, but this. Sorry, no, I'm teasing. I'm teasing. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, he said you're basically worthless.
I love LD having him in here, dude. The problem is, you can multitask. We're chatting and talking and doing all this. LD, if he starts chatting, dude, I can literally look at him and talk for 3 minutes, and I go, "What do you think, LD?" And he has no idea what I just said. Not a great multitasker, but I love LD. Love him straight up, dude. There's for LD. And don't forget any hotel confirmation. If you're doing hotels and you're not tenting it, like we did this year on the way down to Sturgis, your hotel confirmation and reservation info is great to have so you don't have any hangups. Of course, I'm paperless and I'm the high-tech redneck. I keep it all right on my smartphone.
I write it on my Palm Pilot.
On your palm, your real palm. Pilot.
Yeah, but it rubs off on the glove sometimes.
Yeah, it rubs off as soon as you get to the hotel room and lock the bathroom door, dude. That ink is gone.
Why are you spying on me?
That's one.
I can't do anything in private anymore.
One for me. All right, dude. Possible miscellaneous items. Don't forget, if you're a photographer or videographer like I am, don't forget your camera equipment, your video equipment. Many of you already, just do it with your iPhones or your Androids or whatever.
12 GoPro mounts. At least 12 GoPro mounts.
Yes, you got to.
One for each shoe.
That's right.
One for each hand.
Like me, you know me.
One
Oscar's
for each ear.
Not kidding.
No, I'm not. It's awesome.
I mount them in every position possible, and I get all different angles when I'm doing my documentary stuff.
Pretty much let that go. I'm just going to let that go.
I let it. Okay. I missed it. So
yeah, it's fine.
Okay. I totally missed that one.
Don't worry about it.
I had a thought. We do have of course, the GoPro mounts over in the Law Abiding Biker store, the Biker Gripper GoPro mounts, lawabidingbiker.com/store. Very popular. I use a lot of those. And then I use a lot of others, helmet type stuff too. But all right, let's talk about a couple tips or tricks and we'll take it out of here. Again, guys, this live is awesome and the chat room has been so successful tonight. It must have been hit just right. And hopefully we've really got in this chat room. Again, lawabidingbiker.com/live. If you want to check out the page, get signed up for the email list over there. We'll send you an email so that you're notified. That's the only thing you get on that list. But that's great to see. So here's a couple. And if you have any quick tips or tricks, Oscar, this would be the time to mention them. I'll talk about packing lighter. I'll give all credit to LD on this. You can pack a lot lighter, guys, if you know where laundry services are during your trip. And if you plan that out, and we did that when we went down to California, wasn't it?
No, that was the year before.
Oh, the year before that.
I didn't wash, whatever.
Well, I did. And he actually had a gal, or you can just know where a laundry service is. But we had a gal that was lined up to do our laundry.
Well, that was the laundry service, that place.
Right. They did that.
Does, yeah.
Right. That's what right. So a lot of these laundromats will have somebody that will do I don't use them, so I don't know. Right. So maybe
that's
I'm
true.
Stupid,
a lot of them do. No, that's a lot of them do. They'll have an attendant. And for an extra fee, you can pay the attendant to actually do your laundry and fold it and put it in a bag and have it ready for you to go.
Perfect. And LD called ahead on our trips.
He did.
And he talked to her and he said, "Are you going to be there this day at this time? Because we are coming. We've got X amount of guys." And that's great because you can pack half the clothes and then you can just go down and whatever you use, keep it in a bag and turn your underwear inside out. If you're Oscar, you don't even you just
I've never done
free balling it apparently.
Yeah, whatever. It's fine. You just ride. You know what? Yeah. Ride. The rest of the details will work themselves out.
That's right. And
worst case scenario, buy some underwear at Walmart.
We've had to do that with Cuz before.
Yeah.
When he soiled his underwear.
Wow, yeah.
Mm-hmm. We won't even talk about that story. That was ridiculous.
That happens.
But you can, you can pack lighter that way. So that's a cool thing to mention is, hook up, know where your laundry services are. And I like that because you don't have to pack all that. And then, of course, we talked a little bit with Oscar about souvenirs and purchased items and his wife purchasing things and the bungee cords tie stuff down. But you know what? We've all done it. And don't forget, guys, you can, ship stuff. So just know where your UPS and USPS offices are. And if you buy stuff in certain towns, then just take it over to the UPS and have it shipped back.
We did that.
And you can actually delay shipping a little bit too. And that way it doesn't get back till you're there.
That is
or
great.
if your wife's back home or family, ship it
Whatever.
to your mom, or whatever.
We did that this year at Sturgis. It's our first time at Sturgis. Probably won't go back for a while. So we bought quite a bit of stuff, and LD, I think it was LD, was really like, dude, just ship it. And so we did. There was a UPS station right there. We went down it was a big box, $30, and we were done with it. And it was great. And so it made the trip back a little bit easier because we didn't have as much gear.
That is a great little tip or trick. Stuff I didn't think about. LD's done that a lot.
He does. He does that a lot. He does the laundry,
and I
the
do it
shipping
now.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we probably will again. That next big trip we go on, we'll probably just ship stuff back.
Yeah.
It's pretty cheap. And
yeah.
you use it, and your bike's lighter, so you use less gas and you get more power, which is better for the environment. You're going green.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's
what other tips or tricks do you have before we wind it out here, dude? Or we wind down? Let's see what we got going on in the chat room before we get out of here.
I think we covered it all. And for a friend from Israel, he's going on a month trip, so things like laundry and shipping souvenirs are going to be really important for him.
Oh, yes.
Because he's on a month-long trip. I mean, under 7 days.
David Schwartz of Israel.
David, thank you. Mm-hmm. I can do about 8 days before, and not do laundry, not ship. But a month trip, ship stuff home, do some laundry along the way. That's how you're going to get the most bang for your buck. And, man, just pack light, layer, and then you can always pick stuff up along the way if you need to. Because a month is a long time to be on a bike.
Yes. And that was very cool. That was a voicemail, guys, is the reason we did this. We've had lots of emails, but the voicemail bumped it up in our list of to-do episodes, and I think it was a fun one. And man, what other tips or tricks, Oscar, before we take it out? Any last thoughts on traveling that you think we should throw in here? Your wisdom or experiences?
AAA.
Yeah.
Actually, I carry a spare quart of oil, and I carry 2 little things of octane boost.
Okay.
Because if you hit 87 octane in the higher compression bikes, man, it's going to be ugly.
So the higher compression bikes, are you talking about the 103s, 96s, 103s?
No, like
elaborate.
Yours.
This is great stuff. Elaborate.
14 and newer went to 10.1.
The 103s.
10 to 1 compression. 10.1 to 1 compression. Mine, the 13s and older, were all in the mid 9s. So you could run, even though Harley recommends 90 or better.
The super unleaded, basically.
Yeah, you could get away with the 87 octane, but once we get into 10s like yours, it gets even uglier. And so I just carry octane boost. A couple little jugs. Because I've been places in California.
Good call. I used to carry it, and I should.
Yeah, 87 octane. And you can get them in little that are made for 6-gallon tanks. They're little tiny bottles.
They look like energy drinks.
They do.
Yeah.
And
somebody's going to drink one eventually. I
may have at one point, but quart oil, you could probably pick up anything and use anything in a pinch, but octane boost, there's a place in Oregon that only sells 87 octane, and they sell octane boost for like triple the price.
Oh my God.
Because it's a lot of bikers come through there. So I carry octane boost.
The American dream. Mark it up 300%.
Isn't that how we roll?
Get them by the balls.
Yeah, and that's stupid.
I should carry that, Oscar. See, this is the stuff. Yeah. This is good stuff.
Yeah. So, I mean, something
if you're 103, 14 or newer, you might want to think about carrying some of that in case you can't get the octane. Either way, I would carry it.
In your manual, it'll tell you what your compression ratio is. If it's like 9.6 to 1 or something like that, you could get away with 1 tank or 2 tanks in 87 octane. But if you're in the 10s or higher, you might want to carry some octane boost. Or if you have a modified bike, guys, put high compression pistons or something like that in there. You want it at that point. If you're 10.5 or 11 to 1, you have to carry octane boost. You have to use 92 or 91 or better. So,
I need to put that in my bike because I'm going to run into that. And I have it in my garage on my shelf. I don't have it in my saddlebag.
Oh,
you do? Well, it's old though.
It doesn't matter. It's fine.
Okay.
Dump it in this year. I buy the boxes of them, so I'll bring some.
Sweet, dude. That right there, Oscar, is awesome information. Seriously, brother. That's why I love having you in the studio. And you carry oil. You could, if you get low on oil, there's nothing wrong with that. Usually there's dealerships that you can get it, if you don't have the space, but there's nothing wrong if you have the space to carry that. Fuses, Chris Lezak in the live chat room says fuses and electrical tape. That's a good call.
Yeah. Fuses.
I do have, and I didn't mention it, so thank you. I do have a bag because I have an extra bulb for my taillight. It's just stuff I've collected over time, and I do have a few fuses.
Little stuff.
Yeah, little stuff. Good call. And Chris Lezak on that. There was another one. Here's a good one from Bill Jordan in the chat room. With all the gear you fellas carry, how much do you add to tire pressure? I don't add any.
I keep it.
I keep it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. The tires are rated for that.
Yeah.
They built the bikes to carry X amount of pounds for traveling.
Right.
Really what you would want to adjust is your suspension.
Right.
If you have the manual or air suspension, that's really, you're not going to mess with tire pressure unless you think different, Oscar.
No, I agree 100%.
Yeah, air your tires, leave those alone. What you want to adjust definitely is your air suspension or and that's funny that he brought it up because I didn't even plan for this. But if you head over to lawabidingbiker.com, just type in the search bar in the upper right-hand corner of any page, type in suspension, air suspension, or type in manual suspension. You'll get search results. We have free videos on how to adjust both because Harley comes with two different kinds, the touring models. They come with the air suspension and the manual. It's a manual knob. I just call it that because it's easy for people to remember, but it's a little bit more than that. It's not just manual suspension, but it's manual adjust suspension, I should say.
Manual knob.
Yeah, manual knob suspension and air suspension. But those free videos are over there, and there's guides over there. It tells you, and it's also in your Harley owner's manual, but it tells you how many pounds you're carrying with a passenger, without a passenger, how much luggage, and it tells you exactly where to set that suspension. And we've got those resources for you guys right over there. And in fact, actually, I won't type it in. Go ahead, Oscar.
I want to mention one thing too. You guys need to, so the guys like with the ultras, like mine, that have touring packs, or I mean, if you only got saddlebags, you got a street glide or whatever, really pay attention to what your manual says about how much weight. Because, I mean, we've talked about a lot of crap. And so we would give you the impression that we pack a lot of crap. So some of this stuff I don't take.
I do pack all this.
You have to be really careful.
Everything mentioned here I pack.
Okay, see, I don't.
Besides the tents and stuff if I'm staying in a hotel.
But when you start getting a lot of weight on that tour pack, it can change how the bike handles and literally break stuff. Plus, you add stuff on top. So I weigh my bags. Like we have a trunk bag.
Right.
So I fill it as full of shit as I can get. And then I go and I stand on the scale and I weigh it. Because it's like 35 pounds. And so I try to leave a 10 pound. So I weigh the tour pack bag inside about 28 pounds.
I see.
Leaves me about 7 to 8 pounds to put on top. And then the saddlebags reach, I don't remember what it is, 35 pounds.
Because the trunk's rated for what?
I'm pretty sure it's 35 pounds.
Okay.
But if you get that off, if you load 50 or 60 pounds, it not only may not hold it.
I've seen guys do it.
I have too. But it can change the handling characteristics of the suspension. And so, which can change how your bike rides. And so you just need to be aware of that and be careful. I don't overload mine that way. I mean, I've come close within 5 pounds over or something, but I'm leery of getting too much weight on that bike.
And that's good.
So
that's good to know. And, I will say it sounds like a lot of stuff, and it is, but I carry it all, and I still have a little room in my saddlebags to put extra t-shirts I buy. I still have some room in my tour bag. Because I remember I'm wearing a lot of the stuff.
True.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm wearing the jeans. I may be wearing the riding jacket. I may be wearing the shirts. And
that's
I may or may not be wearing my underwear. I don't know.
You could wear 4 or 5 pairs of jeans and 7 shirts. Then you wouldn't need the coat.
Then you don't need the coat.
Or the sweatshirt. Yeah, and then 5 or 6 pairs of socks and just pull off the inner layer each time and you're fine.
Totally.
No big deal. But yeah, be careful the weight.
Yeah, that's a good call, dude. That's a good call. All right, guys.
Coolio.
Yeah, there's a lot of good chat. We appreciate it, guys. We should probably take the episode out. God, I think it's been pretty informational. What do you think, Oscar?
This is a lot of fun.
I think this is an episode long in the coming, and I worked hard. Hopefully you guys, that came through as I had copious show notes as usual for you guys. I wanted to stay on track. And the
we
chat
didn't stay on track at all.
No, but we didn't. But look at all the good stuff that came up. And things that I didn't know about and good ideas.
Right.
Yeah, thank you everybody for being in that chat room. Bill Jordan says, awesome show. Thanks, Bill.
Thanks, Bill.
That means a lot to us. This is why we do it, guys. We hope it's good information and we don't just put out junk. We hope I really work hard at trying to get you guys good content, something that's meaningful, something that can be evergreen, that we can keep going back to for years. And we get a lot of emails, so it's nice to have these episodes done so that we can direct people to a specific episode. And we're going on quite a few of them now, so
it's amazing.
Call to action, guys. If you need a cell phone or GPS motorcycle mounting solution, that's right. Get the Biker Gripper. It is the sexiest, sleekest, strongest cell phone and GPS motorcycle mount on the market. I guarantee it. You can use it to mount your cell phone, your smartphone, GPS devices, radar detectors, EFI tuners, toll transponders, and so much more. Tried and tested right here by the law-abiding biker crew. We all run them. We believed in it so much after testing it for well over a year. We put our very own logo on it. We stamped it with our stamp of approval, guys. Available exclusively in the law-abiding biker store. They're selling like hotcakes. Choose from several different models: chrome, black and chrome, universal, control mount. All the information is over at lawabidingbiker.com/store or lawabidingbiker.com/bikergripper. Of course, there's free videos to tell you everything about them, how to install them, and which one would be the best for your particular situation. The Lab podcast phone number, 509-731-3548, or leave an internet voicemail from anywhere in the world, right from the microphones built right into your computer, lawabidingbiker.com/voicemail. All right, guys, don't forget, he left a voicemail for us. He just went over to lawabidingbiker.com/contact and left that voicemail. It's over there, too. Rate us on iTunes and Stitcher Radio, lawabidingbiker.com/iTunes or /Stitcher Radio. Make sure to bump us up in the rankings so more bikers around the world can find the show and become what we call part of the biker revolution. Thanks, guys. Peace out.